Ever felt like you're constantly battling against human nature, your own or someone else's? What if I told you there's a way to navigate it with calm, clarity, and even compassion? Stick around, because today we're diving into how Stoic empathy and insight can change the way you see the world, and yourself. Let's face it, human nature is messy. We're emotional, irrational, and sometimes downright confusing. But what if you could understand it better? Not just to deal with others, but to master your own reactions, emotions, and decisions. That's where Stoicism comes in. It's not about being emotionless or cold, it's about seeing things clearly and responding with wisdom. And in this video, we're going to break it all down. By the end, you'll have a toolkit to handle life's chaos with empathy and insight. Ready? Let's go. Okay, let's start with a story. Imagine you're at work, and your boss just criticized a project you've been pouring your heart into. Your first instinct? Defensiveness. Maybe even anger. You feel attacked, undervalued, and ready to fire back. But what if, instead of reacting, you paused? What if you asked yourself, why is my boss saying this? Is there truth in it? How can I use this to grow? That's Stoic empathy in action. It's not about suppressing your emotions, it's about understanding them and choosing how to respond. Here's the thing, Stoicism isn't some ancient, dusty philosophy that's irrelevant today. It's a practical guide to living a better life. The Stoics believed that the key to happiness lies in understanding what's within our control and what's not. Sounds simple, right? But here's the catch, most of us spend way too much time worrying about things we can't control, other people's opinions, external events, even the past. And that's where we get stuck. Let's break it down. Stoic empathy is about two things, understanding others and understanding yourself. First, understanding others. When someone acts in a way that frustrates or hurts you, instead of jumping to judgment, try to see things from their perspective. Maybe your boss is under pressure from higher-ups. Maybe your friend snapped at you because they're dealing with their own stress. This doesn't excuse bad behavior, but it helps you respond with compassion rather than anger. Now, understanding yourself. This is where Stoic insight comes in. It's about recognizing your own emotions, questioning your assumptions, and choosing how to act. Think of it like this, your emotions are like waves in the ocean. You can't stop the waves, but you can learn to surf. When you feel anger, sadness, or fear, don't let it control you. Pause. Reflect. Ask yourself, is this emotion helpful? What's really causing it? This self-awareness is the foundation of Stoic wisdom. But here's the problem, we're wired to react, not reflect. Our brains are designed to protect us, which means they're always on the lookout for threats. And in the modern world, those threats can be anything, a rude comment, a missed deadline, even a bad traffic jam. Our instinct is to fight, flee, or freeze. But Stoicism teaches us to step back and ask, is this really a threat? Or is it just my perception? Let's take a deeper dive. One of the core principles of Stoicism is the dichotomy of control. This is just a fancy way of saying, some things are up to us, and some things aren't. Your thoughts, your actions, your choices, those are within your control. Other people's opinions, the weather, the past, those aren't. And yet, how much time do we waste trying to control the uncontrollable? We stress about what others think of us, we obsess over things that happened years ago, and we freak out over situations we can't change. It's exhausting. So, how do we break this cycle? By practicing Stoic empathy and insight. Let's go back to that example with your boss. Instead of reacting defensively, you could say to yourself, my boss's criticism is outside my control. But how I respond is within my control. Maybe there's something I can learn from this. This shift in perspective doesn't just reduce stress, it empowers you to take constructive action. Another key Stoic concept is amor fati, love of fate. This means accepting whatever happens, not with resignation, but with a sense of purpose. It's about finding meaning in every experience, even the difficult ones. Think of it like this: life is a series of events, some good, some bad. But it's not the events themselves that define us, it's how we respond to them. When you embrace amor fati, you stop resisting life and start living it. Now, let's talk about empathy. Stoic empathy isn't about feeling sorry for someone or trying to fix their problems. It's about understanding their perspective and responding with kindness. This doesn't mean you have to agree with them or let them off the hook for bad behavior. It just means you approach the situation with an open mind and a compassionate heart. Here's an example. Let's say you're in a heated argument with a friend. Instead of escalating the conflict, you could pause and ask yourself, why is my friend acting this way? What are they feeling? Maybe they're scared, or hurt, or frustrated. When you approach the situation with empathy, you're more likely to find a resolution that works for both of you. But empathy isn't just for others, it's for yourself, too. We're often our own harshest critics. We beat ourselves up for mistakes, dwell on our flaws, and compare ourselves to others. Stoic insight teaches us to treat ourselves with the same compassion we'd show a friend. When you make a mistake, instead of berating yourself, ask, what can I learn from this? How can I grow? This shift in mindset can be life-changing. Now, let's get real for a second. Practicing Stoic empathy and insight isn't easy. It takes effort, patience, and a willingness to confront uncomfortable truths. But the rewards are worth it. When you approach life with clarity and compassion, you'll find that you're less stressed, more resilient, and better equipped to handle whatever comes your way. So, how do you start? Here are 3 practical steps. First, practice the pause. When something happens that triggers an emotional reaction, take a moment to breathe and reflect before responding. Second, ask questions. Instead of jumping to conclusions, try to understand the other person's perspective, and your own. Third, focus on what you can control. Let go of the rest. It's not easy, but it's liberating. Let's wrap this up. Navigating human nature with Stoic empathy and insight isn't about becoming a perfect, emotionless robot. It's about becoming more human, more aware, more compassionate, more resilient. It's about seeing the world clearly and responding with wisdom. And the best part? You can start today. All it takes is a shift in perspective. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more. And if you're ready to dive deeper, check out the next video on how to apply Stoic principles to everyday life. Trust me, you won't want to miss it.